Welcome back. This is Defender Chassis. My name's Scott. And this is episode 2 of Have You Seen My Tool? What I'd like to show you today is my Diacro No.1 Press Brake, also known as a 1624 press brake. The 1624, I believe, comes from the size of the tooling. You've got the capability of installing up to a 24-inch tooling set in here. And the 16 relates, I believe, to the size of the frame. But now actually, for a pass-through, you're only going to be able to be about 13 inches wide. Now, this brake also has a throat of 6 inches. So if what you're bending is no longer than 6 inches, you can come in from the side and bend in that manner also. Now, this press brake takes standard press brake tooling that you can purchase just about anywhere, really. Now, this is rated at 8 tons. Now, the size material that you can bend is going to depend upon a lot of factors, including the width of the bottom die and the width of the material that you're bending. But this is equal to 8 tons. Now, it's got a direct pull handle. But it also has a ratcheting mechanism so that you can multiply that pull force to get you to that 8 tons. Now, I bought this press brake because I had a need to bend heavier material than what my regular leaf brakes will do, which is, I think they're rated for 16 gauge. Now, what I looked at and what's available new today is like a set of tooling for a hydraulic press. Those have limitations, and cost is a big factor. So I was able to locate one of these used. Now, I don't remember what I paid for it, but I found the tag, and it looks like it was originally $2,000, but they had lowered the price to $500. But I believe I paid somewhere in the neighborhood of $350 for this. But then I had to purchase the tooling to get the tooling on it that I wanted. Now, I've checked, and you can buy these. The most I've seen them go for, like on an eBay auction, is close to $3,000. But if you watch like government auctions and do like I did, I bought this from HGR Surplus out of Cleveland. If you get a machinery dealer near you, these things come up quite often when businesses go out and such, and government liquidations. I've seen a few of these go in government auctions for $400 or $500, something of that nature. So if you keep your eye out, you can find one at a pretty reasonable cost. Now, one of the benefits of a press brake like this over, say, a leaf brake or one that you might put in your hydraulic press is, I've got this bracket that I make for a delay box mount, and both of these tabs get bent up. You can see I've only bent the one up, but you can see that tab, you don't want to bend the material on either side, just in the middle. So you can see here, what I've done is I've cut a section of bottom die out so that this can go in, and then when it bends, it just bends up that one tab. So let's take a look at the ratcheting mechanism on the side, and then I'll give you a shot from the back. And you can take a look at the back gauge, and then we'll bend a couple pieces. We'll go ahead and bend this other tab on this bracket. And I got a piece of 1/8-inch plate and some flat bar, and you can see how this thing works. And that's pretty much it. So let me get you moved around, and we'll take a look at the other side. Okay, so as you can see, there's 2 handles. There's a larger handle and a smaller handle. The larger handle is a direct pull. So when you pull that down, it just brings the die straight down, and you can complete a bend by pulling that. Now, if you need the full 8 tons of force, then what you need to do is set that handle where you need it, and let's just go ahead and bend this. This is a 1/8-inch thick floor plate for a roll cage. So the second handle, as you can see, it has a couple of pawls on it, and so when you pull that down, it will engage this wheel, and then it will go ahead and pull that down, and then you got to lock the back paw, and then it locks. catch another dog on that, and then on down, and catch another, and on down, and so on, and so forth, until you complete your bend. So then you can pull on down, release your rear paw, which should then release the upper die. So then you got your bend. Hey, while we're here, let me go ahead and show you with this short die section. Now, when I have these cut out, there's actually, I don't know if it shows up on camera or not, but there's a small slit here. So that tends to promote that bend to be created in the right spot. Now, I have intentions of creating a small back gauge here so that when I bend these brackets, I can locate them precisely every time. But let's just go ahead and see if we can line that die up with then you can see when you bend it, it actually bends one piece down and one piece up. Then there you go. There's your bend. Now you can see where that slit actually opened up. So, one last piece to bend. Let's go ahead and here's a piece of flat bar. Looks like 3/16 by, I don't know, 1¼ inch, something of that nature. This ought to bend with the without any assistance from the ratcheting. So, just pull her straight down. There you go. All right, let's take a look at the back gauge. Okay, so this is your back gauge assembly. There's a bar here that can be loosened with these two screws and slid back and forth on these two bars. And in addition, you've got these that can also be moved back and forth, flipped up depending upon what your part looks like that you're bending. Well, that's all I've got to say about the press brake. But I'd like to give you an update on last week's episode. We talked about these welding magnets from Lincoln, and I indicated that a company by the name of Magmate, or a company that markets these similar magnets under the name Magmate, actually manufactured these. And I gave them a call this week, and what I found out was that they do actually sell this exact magnet. And it's actually manufactured for them by another company. Now, they wouldn't tell me who that company was, but in fact, they don't even offer this magnet. This, as far as I can tell, is exclusively for Lincoln Electric. So, on the good side, they're telling me that in the near future, they're actually going to design their own magnet of this size, similar product, and manufacture it in their plant in Michigan. So we'll keep an eye out for that and maybe get one of those in for a test here when that becomes available. So, hey, if you like these videos, appreciate a thumbs up. If you got an account, please hit subscribe, and I'll see you next week on the next episode of Have You Seen My Tool?